day. Welcome to 2021 World Intellectual Property Forum. I'm the moderator, Professor Mei Hsin Wang from National University of Science and Technology. I'm also the fellow of Royal Society of Chemistry UK. Today I'm here for this panel titled IP Strategy for New Era. In this panel, we're very honored to have Kenichi Nagasawa, the Senior Managing Executive Officer, Canon, Dr. Josu Kim, former Chief Presiding Administrative Judge, IPTAP in Korean IP Office, with industry experience at LG, Professor David Wentang Su, VP and General Counsel in MediaTek, and Mr. Shinsuke Ogawa, the General Manager of IP NTT DOCOMO. Nevertheless, my co-moderator, Professor Edward Lemon, Managing Partner of Lemon Lee Shu. All our eminent panelists are the Senior Executive Officers, VPs, General Counsel, General Managers from the global leading companies. They will elaborate their experiences in handling IP matters and enlighten us their strategy and philosophy in their leading companies. Our speaker is Mr. Shinsuke Ogawa, the General Manager of IP in NTT DOCOMO. Let's welcome Ogawa-san. Dear Ogawa-san, highly appreciate for accepting this interview and join the panel titled IP Strategy in New Era for World IPF 2021. As we are aware that NTT DOCOMO is Japan's leading mobile operator with over 80 million subscriptions. The name is officially an abbreviation, do communication over the mobile network, and it's also from a compound word, Dokodemo, that means everywhere in Japan. NTT DOCOMO is one of the world's foremost contributors to 3G, 4G, and 5G mobile communication technologies. Beyond what core communication services, NTT DOCOMO is challenging new frontiers in collaboration with a growing number of entities, partners, creating exciting and convenient value-added services that change the way people live and work. Under a midterm plan, NTT DOCOMO is pioneering a leading-edge 5G network to facilitate innovative services and that will amaze and inspire customers beyond their expectation. So since NTT DOCOMO is the largest mobile telecommunication operator in Japan and has been obtaining a lot of 5G access around the world, may you kindly share descriptions of your business and 5G set portfolio briefly?
Let me introduce DOCOMO by using slides. DOCOMO is the largest mobile operator in Japan in terms of the number of subscribers. We have a market share about 37% as of now. As you can see the right figure, our total revenue is about $44 billion. And our current largest revenue source is conventional radio telecommunications, such as packet and voice. Now we place emphasis on non-telecommunication services, what we call smart life business. The smart life business includes content distribution, finance, payment, and shopping, and so on. Currently, we focus on royalty program. The revenue from them has been expanding right now. Well, next please. Yep, please take a look at DOCOMO's R&D activities in terms of intellectual property rights, namely patents. In fact, we are a quite unique telecom operator because we have a large-scale R&D organization and own patents in many countries, including the US, Europe, and China. 62% of our patents are related to the global technological standards. In the worldwide survey presented by the third-party institution, DOCOMO is ranked as one of the top 6 standard essential patent holders in the 5G system, with having 9.5% SEP share. Yep.
Next one.
This is our summary of our business. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you for your very kind introduction. And the most telephone operators do not have much interest to submit contribution compared to the manufacturer at 3GPP, and which is an international project to develop the mobile telecommunication standard. And NTT DOCOMO, however, has been in the top 10 contributors related to 5G at 3GPP. So may you kindly share why NTT DOCOMO concentrates on standardization activities?
Well, we have several reasons why we eagerly seek for a standardization. First of all, in order to realize our corporate vision as early as possible, we think that standardization, it enables us to define our requirements as common specifications. In particular, as a service operator, we face customers in person at the sales outlet and have a lot of opportunities to acquire their requests. It's also important to apply Japanese specific requirements to the standardization specification. Specific requirements include radio frequencies, customers' preferences, and compliance to the law, to name a few. For example, it's worth pointing out that Japan is prone to natural disasters, including earthquake and tsunami. Once it happens, immediate self-protection measures are needed. We have played a major role in the standardization for defining so-called earthquake and tsunami warning system, also known as ETWS. It sends a notification warning to all of the devices on the place just after the disaster. Also, International Technical Conference allows us to acquire expertise and knowledge of 5G operations. This is quite useful in actual service operation. It helps us maximize the capacity, improving the mobility, and increasing stability. As for the corporate brand, we can enhance corporate value, tighten the partnership, and contribute to the industry as a whole. When it comes to financial benefit, we can expect economies of scale by defining the common specification so we can lower costs as shown in this slide. Finally, I'd like to point out the licensing. I have mentioned objectives listed here, but it's also important to keep them running. I mean, recovering a part of R&D investment is an essential activity to us. We license those essential patents with grant basis. Having said that, SAP portfolio is just the outcome of our R&D activities. These are why we are eagerly engaged in standardization. Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing the rationale behind why you focus NTT DOCOMO focus so much on standardization, and it's also very important. It will benefit for the world consumers as well. So the most important issue of accurately obtained subs is to ensure sensibility of them. So would you mind sharing your knowledge and experience in the patent prosecution for that?
Well, in the next please. In a patent filing preparation, we check a solution and an idea of our engineers before a standardization meetings deal with it. We timely file as many patents as possible. In filing, we make sure the patented technology and our contribution for the standard is relevant and correlated enough. After filing, IPR department, our engineers, and outside counsels cross-check this essentiality of the invention and try to maintain the essentiality until the grant. What I have talked about is not particularly new to you, but Such proper actions will be the most valid way to maximize the value of the portfolio. Actually, according to the latest study, the rate of the essentiality of our standard patents are quite high. It is estimated to be around 80% among all of our declarations, which can be compared to, on average, about 30% of all from others.
Well, it's an excellent job and very complicated. As we know, it requires very high skill sets to develop the subs. So NTT DOCOMO is a very unique telecommunication operator because it is both a sub holder and a sub user. So would you mind sharing your policy for SEP to strike a balance between these two positions? Yes.
Well, you're right. Having both aspects of a patent holder and a patent user is somewhat complicated. Again, we place customer experience and benefit as a first priority when it comes to striking a balance. In that sense, both making innovation available across the industries and protecting the intellectual property rights as important criteria. For example, SEP license fee should be set to low enough, which does not hinder new product development from licensees' perspective, who are willing to use the standard technologies. At the same time, the license fee should be reasonable enough that can recoup an R&D expenditure to some extent and does not impair the incentives of patent holders. For DOCOMO as a patent holder, this is quite essential activity in order to keep producing the new technologies with a positive spiral. We consider that patent pools should be more utilized since they offer one-stop license with reasonable conditions. Of course, if a licensee requests, we can provide a bilateral license as well. From the licensee's perspective, when we purchase a product from a vendor, we require manufacturers to obtain necessary licenses from the patent holders in the procurement agreement. And this means we pay a license fee indirectly.
Would you mind sharing your personal career development? That may be very interesting for people who want to enter in IP, because people who can have such experience on SEP and 5G and also their monetization on this program is very unique. So would you mind sharing how you get into this IP business, your background and your vision? So not necessary to be fitting.
IP business, Actually, I'm head of this department, and I just joined 6 months ago in the IP field. I used to develop the mobile phones and engaged in customer services and so on the terminal side. I just joined this department 6 months ago, So basically, you are from engineering and marketing and PR. They're all very comprehensive and very broad experience. Then you were invited back to IP because based on your broad experience, they bring in IP department, new, new element, new atmosphere, and maybe the new development for the business. Is that right? I just joined and I'm studying right now. But I used to write patents, a couple of patents. So I'm used to it.
Thank you very much for Ogawa-san's in-depth and comprehensive explanation for NTT DOCOMO's IP strategy in new era. As we are aware, in February 2021, NTT DOCOMO and an international group of other leading firms joined together to announce they signed a basic agreement to establish a consortium to provide 5G solution, first in Thailand and later in other Asia-Pacific countries. With the possible inclusion of additional partners, NTT DOCOMO is expanding its global reach through strategic alliance with mobile and multimedia services provider in Asia-Pacific and other areas. Apart from global ambition, NTT DOCOMO became a wholly owned subsidiary of NTT, which is a Japanese telecom conglomerate after reorganization of NTT Group in 2020. NTT DOCOMO involved many meaningful government projects applying 5G technology, such as unmanned ships for automation of shipment operation, aiming in 2025. As half of the crew in Japan is over 50 years old, nowadays people are now facing marriage and having children. The manpower will be a major problem in Japan, while the marine transportation accounts for about 40% of Japan's domestic logistic transportation, and it is an important foundation for supporting the Japanese economy. Another interesting project I found is the fishery IoT through 5G, which NTT DOCOMO studied from 2016 with the Fishery Administration in crucial region, install ICT bureaus to collect various data such as water temperature, salinity, oxygen dissolvent, and turbidity of different depths, and then cooperated with academic unit to establish hydrological environment and various fishery consulting services. NTT DOCOMO also launched a mobile app for fisheries. Cooperative fishermen can check various real-time marine information provided by the factory of their mobile phone and judge where to catch. It's very convenient.